I'm Sherrod Brown. Congratulations on the opening. Congratulations to Chair Kim McCarthy. Congratulations to Greene County activist Democrats. It's a really good sign to open a campaign headquarters in a county where it's a challenge. And that really, I grew up in Mansfield, not too different from Xenia or Springfield or your part of the state, and I know the challenges we face. This week I was in Greene County. I did an event at the VFW with a bunch of veterans about one of Democrats, and I say Democrats because it took a new president and a new Senate to do that. We passed the PACT Act. It means hundreds of thousands, literally hundreds of thousands of Ohio veterans who were exposed to these football field-sized burn pits in Iraq and Afghanistan will get treatment. In fact, we passed this bill in August. Republicans initially opposed it. They said it costs too much. It never costs too much to them to spend money on sending people to war. They only say it costs too much when you take care of them when they come home. That's why we continue to fight for workers, continue to fight for the dignity of work. And sitting around that table in that VFW post, listening to these stories tells me why it's so important that you've opened this headquarters. I'm not going to today talk about, and I won't talk that long, I'm not going to talk about all the accomplishments, infrastructure, what we've been able to do on voting rights, what we've been able to do on climate change. We're taking on the oil companies, the drug companies successfully. First time we've seen that in how long. But I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about what happened in Tennessee and what happens at the State House in Columbus. And we know fundamentally Republicans don't want you to vote. That's why they want to change the 50% to pass a constitutional amendment to 60%. That's why they make it harder and harder for young people and people of color to vote. That's why they do redistricting the way they do. So it's so much harder for people in Greene County, in Richland County where I grew up, in Clark County, in Highland County, and all over this part of the state, how it's harder to win because they simply rig the vote and they cheat. We know in the last, 8 presidential elections, I think, Republicans have only gotten more votes one time nationally. So they know they have to rig the system. They have a corrupt Supreme Court justice, maybe justices plural. You know what, the legislature, the worst scandal in American history, the Speaker of the House and the chair of the state Republican Party are going to prison for stealing $60 million. We know they rigged the system. And again, they don't want you to vote. That's why it's so important we get the vote out in Greene County. And Chair McCarthy, thank you again for opening that headquarters. That's the way you do it. And it's getting young people out to vote. It's getting people, lower income people out to vote. It's getting our friends in our base out to vote. That's why I'm going to win this Senate race. That's why we're going to win more and more races. I'll close with this. Every year I bring 6 senators, 3 of each party, to the Senate floor, and we read the letter from the Birmingham jail from Dr. King. And now I saved myself my favorite part of that letter, and that's when Dr. King says, progress never rolls in on the wheels of inevitability. Progress never rolls in on the wheels of inevitability. It rolls in because Greene County Democrats, because activists all over our state, all over this country fight and put workers at the center and fight to make progress roll in. So thank you so much for opening that headquarters. Thank you for all the activism that will come out of that headquarters in the next 18 months. Best wishes.